This just in, after much back and forth of bounced emails and not having her father's phone number, reports are now coming in that Meghan Markle has gotten a letter safely in the hands of her father, Thomas Markle. Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, and we got some updates for you regarding the emergency of her father and Meghan Markle reaching out. Finally? Look, this is a tough one for me to look at because, look, I do blame her. Don't get me wrong. She should have done this ages ago, right? And all the things that I feel like Thomas is suffering currently in the hospital with his health, etc., all could have been prevented if Meghan had stepped up earlier. So don't get it twisted. Meghan's fault for being this estranged, and she should have been in there sooner and helped him and continue to help him more than just once at the wedding, in my humble opinion. And now, given the severity of what her father's going through and the press definitely sort of putting the pressure on to reply, one is left to wonder if she's doing this because she wants to, or if she's doing this because she has to, because the media is roasting her for not reaching out as her father is seemingly, not faring as well. Well, she had hoped to send a handwritten note. Again, remember, she had previously sent him a handwritten note, which became contentious debate and used in media, including the Daily Mail. And now she's reporting that a letter has been safely sent. Thomas Markle reportedly had his left lower leg amputated, told the Mail on Sunday he does not want to die while distanced from his daughter. Spokesman for the Duchess said it had been exceedingly difficult for the Duchess to contact her father privately, despite her efforts over the past several days. But the spokesman added Meghan's letter is now safely in his hands thanks to support of reliable and trusted contacts. Now, she apparently last Friday attempted to reach him, unable to locate him. There's reports that she was calling multiple hospitals in the Philippines. Duchess did not have his phone number and believes he is not in possession of his phone. He claims my phone number hasn't changed. Her team confirmed that she had in fact emailed, but the paper reported that he never uses email. A lot of back and forth as to whether it came or not. On Wednesday, a spokesman for the Duchess said, given that the Daily Mail reporter has remained at her father's bedside throughout, broadcasting each interaction and breaching clear ethical boundaries, it has been exceedingly difficult for the Duchess to contact her father privately, despite her efforts over the past several days. We'll talk about that more in a second. With the support of reliable and trusted contacts, her correspondence is now safely in his hands. So a lot of this has been like arguing whether, well, I need it privately. And honestly, this is a lot of you are going to be mad at my take here. She has a right. She should be able to privately reach out to her dad, even amidst the estrangement. There shouldn't be a Daily Mail reporter like constantly at his bedside being the correspondence for Meghan. I can see why that would make her uncomfortable. It doesn't help Thomas's case either. Now, I don't know if that's Thomas's doing, Thomas Jr.'s doing. I don't know. I've reached out to Samantha for comment, and I have some comments I'm going to share in a bit. But regarding this, I don't know what's happening. All I know is I can relate and understand why Meghan wouldn't want to just reach out to the Daily Mail reporter, who has been a constant presence in Thomas's life throughout all of this family drama. And they talk more about it here in the article here. This is Caroline Graham. Now, that's who she reached out when taken ill. Reports are that he reached out to her before Meghan. Apparently, Caroline is, as well as being a journalist, has been friends with Mr. Markle since 2018. Ironic timing. She has been with Mr. Markle in hospital every day, providing with care. As soon as Mr. Markle gave consent for his contact details, the name of his hospital and his room number to be provided to his daughter's spokesman, Caroline shared them. It's entirely untrue that each interaction has been broadcast, and the suggestion that Caroline has breached ethical boundaries is demonstrably false and vehemently denied. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it is the amount of photos that came out from his bedside immediately. It felt a little quick, a little soon. I don't know. I wouldn't want my father to have to rely on that. And again, he's left to because Meghan has put him in this situation, in my opinion, but it all is not helping when there's this Caroline Graham there. Now, who is this Caroline Graham? And why Meghan used U.S. officials to contact her father, how the Daily Mail twisted it. Here's another side of the coin. So this was coming in, and apparently, here's what the reports are coming in. The outlet reported Caroline Graham was inside the hospital in Philippines, gathering quotes, filming videos, shaping the surgery into a dramatic plea aimed at Meghan. Thomas told Caroline about losing his leg before he informed his own children. I'm told that's not true from Samantha. There was a lot of things happening, and obviously Thomas Jr. was there and would have known before anybody. So this idea that neither of them knew was ridiculous. And Samantha did confirm, no, he was talking to me. We were aware. I was aware that he was going to the hospital. The specific amputation may have been shared, a minute or two later. But she was always privy to what was going, and she says, "Do not believe the media on that. It's not fair. They're twisting it again, once again, to hate on the Markles." And I believe her on that one. So there's that piece. But they're saying Thomas told Caroline before he informed his own children. His choice shows how closely he ties private family matters. Again, I don't buy that. The paper published photos of Thomas in bed, pushed the idea that he had heard nothing from Meghan. They did do that. Hours later, Meghan's spokesman confirmed that she reached out Friday through official channels. The single fact challenged the foundation of the Mail's coverage. The story showed how the paper shapes narratives to profit from a long estrangement. Thomas Markle's actions and ongoing partnership with the Daily Mail drives the estrangement. Look, this is where I can't deny it. This does not help. If he really wants the relationship, why do you have a Daily Mail reporter there? Look, none of this really is our business. I know we want it to be, but she's allowed to privately write her father. And maybe she's not been able to, and this is proving her point. Whether she's right or not, or there's more to it that I don't know, I'm just saying this Caroline person is not helping matters, in my opinion. And so, like, all of this has just basically just been built for headlines and more and more and more. And so Caroline's been a figure throughout that whole period. Thomas Markle Jr. even has said and made it clear that, she's the contact for the Markles.
Carolyn Graham of the Mail on Sunday has been an amazing friend of my father for over 7 years now, since the beginning. And they've developed a great friendship. So I trust her. She's doing a great job. She's never thrown anybody in the family under the bus. And she does amazing reporting. So I want to make that very clear that that's where your news is going to come from, and me.
So there's Thomas Jr. himself putting it out there. So look, I don't know. I disagree with some of the reports I've seen of just how much they're showing right out the gate. Just feels troubling. It does. Private is the word. At the same time, I do feel for Thomas and the Markles because I know how hard it's been to deal with all the fame and everything else that they've had to deal with, the backlashes, the lies, etc. So look, this is where we are now. So now apparently a letter has gotten in the hands. And honestly, that letter is none of my business. It's none of your business either. She's allowed to write a private letter. Will we now see that letter? It's very reminiscent of a previous letter that portions of did go to the public. What's in that letter? How much should we really have to know? These are questions I want to ask. And I'm going to, as we continue cover challenge, I want to bring Steph in and have that debate, because I'm not trying to basically pick a side or even attempt to pick Meghan's side. I'm just saying I can see both sides of this issue right now, and the specific trouble of Meghan, who's like, all right, I do want to reach out and finally make amends, but I don't want to do it with a Daily Mail reporter sitting there listening and writing it all. I wouldn't trust them either, to be honest. So that's where it's stuck. And now this is being reported everywhere. It does seem, and I haven't gotten Samantha or anybody else to confirm the letters there or what's in there, or whether they're going to release that. But we shall see. Meghan has now seemingly officially responded and reached out to her father. There's a lot to wonder of what was in there. Did she offer to help more? Is she reaching out, sharing her concerns? I don't know. Is she offering to bring him to more facilities without these people there? Would Thomas even would allow that? So many questions and things we don't still yet have answered, but that is the latest here. Meanwhile, as all this is going, she's also been dubbed Villain of the Year. She's been Villain of the Year, the Montecito Diva, due to a store, Kitson, department store, in a scathing window display that calls her out. It's pretty rough. We're going to go through that and more of the holiday stuff that's coming in. So stay tuned. I know I got to watch the holiday special. I'm going to do it. I'm going to torture myself for the fun of it. But I wanted to make sure I got through this breaking news first. This came out today, the latest updates. What do you think on this? Do you see where I'm coming from? Of why I'm a little bit challenged? I still blame her for the estrangement. But at this point, how does one privately re-engage with her father and have that private conversation, which she's allowed to have? They should both have, to try to build and make amends for their own, and that's allowed and should be. And we should protect that. We should. How much is too much? I want to hear your thoughts on all. What do you think? All I know is the Daily Mail reporter and some of the stuff I'm seeing, it's not helping Thomas's case. And I want Thomas and Meghan to build something to be able to talk. And I do, for everybody, to better it for the sake of the kids and everybody else, to right her wrongs. That's what you all should do, to be perfectly honest. So what do you think? Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming your way here on Popcorn Palace. Appreciate you guys so much.